guardado, que lo tapa Amado Guevara, que se ponía para obstruirle la carrera. Aquí viene Cuauhtémoc. ¡Gol!
All right, it's Wednesday. It's 7 o'clock. It's time now for home trivia. I'm here. Somebody else is here. Want to play a trivia game? Have some fun? Drink some beers? Take some shots? And hang out. I'm dressed up because today's theme is late night television. So I wanted to dress up as a late night host. I think my camera is a little too low. Let's fix that. There we go. Put the music back on. And let's see who we have here today. It is...
¡Ay, Miguel! Miguel llegó con su cara de serio, pero todo el mundo sabe que él trae fuego del misterio. Tira peo, Miguel, tira peo. Tira peo. Cuando baila, cuando come, tira peo. Ay, Miguel quema el manejo. Tira peo, Miguel, tira peo.
He is here until he has to go to the bathroom again.
It's brewing.
It's brewing. And obviously we have Geoff and Sally.
Bull.
All of us, three of us, have dressed up for the occasion of tonight's theme, which will be late night television as our trivia theme. That is what we're doing. 30 questions, a full 30-question game, not 15, just like we would do at the bar with everything that we do in a 30-question game, all about late night trivia. Late night TV.
Trivia.
Not trivia. Late night trivia is what I should be doing.
Yeah.
As you saw, the cold open was the soccer kitty that goes into my yard every night and plays with a soccer ball back there. Miguel didn't see it because he's here, but
I'll see you later.
You'll watch it later. I did a compilation of every time he showed up, at least 4 videos of him showing up here, going back there, playing with a soccer ball. Sabrina, I don't know anything about this except Letterman in '89. Well, you're already wrong there. Well, as you see, Miguel's here. He's been MIA again.
A little bit.
So we're back to Yai's missing, you're missing.
Oh, everybody's taking turns now?
Everybody's missing again. Cat disappeared. Cat ran up a tree, hasn't come down.
You gotta call the fire trucks, go get her. Get her down from there.
I think, is she going in my yard and playing with a soccer ball too?
Probably. She got scared of the ball, so she went up the tree.
Yeah. So, and the reason we're doing late night trivia, because tomorrow's the last episode of Late Show with Stephen Colbert, which started out as a late show with David Letterman. The whole thing's going to disappear after tomorrow night. So I thought and it was a topic that I know a lot about. So I originally wrote the 15-question version of the game, and I said, I know more. And I just started adding more, and eventually I'll just make it 30 questions.
Here you lost track. You're like...
I can add another one. I wrote it all myself. I don't use AI like other people. I just stuff I would sit there and go, oh, I remember that. And I would run over here.
You use BI. Bernie Intelligence.
Bernie Intelligence. Useless intelligence I have in my head. There's a few things I know about. Van Halen and late night television.
There you go.
David Lee Roth, David Letterman.
Diamond Dave.
Late night, fit, looks sharp, Bernie. That's Cat. And see, I have my Ed McMahon here. Or Andy Richter, or whichever generation you are, you know.
I don't know.
Paul Schaefer.
I think it'd be Ed McMahon.
Well, he drank a lot, and
That's why I figure on Ed McMahon.
Yeah. BI. I thought she put BI is environmentally friendly, Bernie Intelligence, but I thought it said BI is environmentally friendly. Bueno, algunos días sí, algunos días no. You know?
Yeah, tú sabes.
Hey, you know what? You know about BS too? Britney Spears.
Yeah. That too.
Ay, coño. I'm trying to use these headphones so it looks though you can see my ears and it look like a regular thing. But
I didn't even know you were wearing them.
Digo,
Ay, mira, son tan chiquiticos que están escondidos en las orejas. They're hidden.
where would Miguel's farts rank on the Andy Richter scale?
Well, it all depends.
And if it's not a fart or it turns out to be something else, then you need depends.
Yeah, but I don't need depends just yet.
Not yet.
Thank God.
I needed
Knock
it.
on
I
wood.
needed it the other day at the garrison. Yeah. But when? That's another story for another day. But if you were there that night and you smelled it, it's your problem.
Smelt it, you dealt it.
8 p.m. I might have a cold opening for you. Falling may happen. Se va a caer Sabrina.
Oh yeah.
Falling monkeys.
Get it on video.
Get it on video.
We want to see it.
¿Qué pasó? Let's see. Monday was slow. Tuesday was slowish. Slow.
Today, you know, so here.
I don't know. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm de aquí a sofá para aquí.
You're going to Club Sofa.
I'm going to watch The Boys.
Yeah, the last episode,
Yeah.
final episode. I still gotta watch it.
We need another gay village people moment on camera. That we should have gotten. I forgot about that. You were outside smoking
About what?
at the garrison when Sabrina started singing the village people song.
Oh, thank God.
And she says, I need 5 gay guys behind me to sing this song. And then the one guy goes, oh, you got one. And, he started and I'm like, I wish I would have been filming this right now.
Why didn't you film it, man?
I didn't know it was going to happen. I didn't know she was going to say that.
You gotta prepare. You know, she always says something that comes out of left field, and
Yeah.
you have to either laugh or be like, "Hey."
Billy Corbin was over there yesterday, and I was telling him, I was showing him our Roy, because he has Roy Bellamy on the Damn Laboratory show.
Oh, okay.
That's his Roy. Well, hold on. Where is it? That's his.
Roy!
Roy.
That's his Roy. But I'm like, no, our Roy. And I showed him the picture of Roy. And then I showed him, and here's his license that Alex sent me a picture of for one stupid reason or another. When I said, and his name is Roy Tyrone Freeman, whose
Yeah.
birthday was the other day.
No. Yeah, it was the other day.
Yeah. I know. I have his license. I can tell you for sure. I tell you where he lives. I can open some credit on his name.
Tomorrow is Alex's birthday.
Good for him. I won't be there.
Happy birthday, Alex.
Happy birthday, Alex. I think he wanted people to go by today for his trivia so that
Can't make it. Sorry.
his Grok generated trivia to celebrate his birthday or something. Let's see. We need another. Okay, that's the last comment. All right, let's do the shots before we do the crystal intro. How much time do we got before you gotta go?
About 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes.
Less than 5 minutes before you go take a shit.
Yeah.
Alex and Yai have same
Am I-
birthday? No, Yai's birthday Saturday. Alex is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alex is 21st. Yai's 23rd. Let's do the shot first. I have it here. This is an early shot to make up for the one of the shots that won't be happening because we're not gonna do a middle. After the second round, we're not doing a raffle. We're doing something special.
Cheers.
Cheers. Jordan almost had me non-verbal on Monday.
Wait, what?
Jordan almost had me non-verbal on Monday with the shots.
Oh.
Because then he got Steph to start giving me shots when she sang, and there was nobody there, so they kept coming up, and they kept one after the other. I'm like, all right, you guys need to like work it out, like one at a time. If
Yeah.
Jordan's bringing one, Steph doesn't. If Steph's bringing one, Jordan doesn't. You know.
Coordinen, coño.
He told her, Well, you know Vanessa works. She takes him a shot every time, and you don't. And she's like, oh. Vanessa's working next Monday.
Next Monday.
Yeah, but you'll be out of town.
Yeah, I'll be coming back that Monday. We'll see.
She's working Monday, and then the 11th, which is a Thursday of June, is Steph is working instead of Vanessa.
Okay.
Yeah. And neither Patricia or Tessia is going to give up Saturday's Yai's birthday, so.
Here's what it is. I won't be there this Saturday, so.
All right, let's go to the Crystal intro. And we'll be back on the other side with some late night television trivia. If you notice, our Crystal intro is sort of like a late night intro. So
Live from Westchester, it's Home Trivia at Bernie's with your hosts, Bernie and Geoff, featuring BS with friends, Jameson shots, and trivia. And now, here's your host, Bernie.
I know.
You suck.
All right. Now I did make it 30 questions, but I didn't change every single slide on here. But so bear with me if I miss something in the rules and regulations, whatever. Assuming they come out right, because they haven't been coming out right. They come out right on my side. So let's get started with tonight's trivia game. Obviously, Miguel went to the bathroom. He's gone. If you listen closely, let's put the mic back on. There he is. That's him.
¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Miguel!
You know what he's doing? All right. Let's go over the rules of tonight's game. As always, you have to be a one-player minimum because you need to be a one person in order to play. Unless you're a really smart monkey who's on roller skates and you fall and you film yourself, then you can play too, but you should pay attention to your roller skating and not pay attention to the trivia other than to hear my jokes and hang out for the vibes. But hey, if you want to stop and write an answer down every now and then, that'll be fine. Grab 3 sheets of paper, number them 1 through 10. I know it says 1 through 5. That's why I said bear with me, because I don't know what I managed to remember to change. 1 through 10, and if you have a funny team name you want to share with us, share it in the comments, and I will share it out loud. Feel free to scream and shout the answers all you want, because you're where you are, and I am where I am, and pretty much I can't hear you. You can hear me, and I'll try not to scream. No looking up the answers, and if you know the answers, please do not post the answers in the comments. Remember, you're playing with yourself, so you'd only be cheating yourself. Questions round 1 are worth 1 point each. Question round 2 are worth 2 points each. Question round 3 are worth 5 points each. And you're playing for, look, it worked today. It didn't get screwed up this time. First place gets nothing. Second place gets nothing. But if you can take a picture of yourself while playing and tag at Trivia Miami or at Home Trivia Bernie or at BB Ravello, whatever, something where I can get a hold of it. And especially if you shoot a video of yourself falling on your roller skates, send it to me as well directly on your private messages. I will share it as soon as I can. We're going to spin that wheel and take shots in the Lucky Son of a Bitch raffle for 2 rounds, and there's one special thing happening after round 2. So prepare 3 shots anyway. We'll take a shot after what I'm doing, but we're not doing the spinning the wheel and all that. All right, here's our legal disclaimer. If you can read small and fast, you can read that thing. And it's gone. All right, as always, we do this on Wednesdays on YouTube. We're also on Twitch and Facebook Live right now as well. But whatever works, I think the YouTube is the one that works the easiest for me to keep up with. So watch us here if you want to chat. Watch us there if it's easier for you. I think if you watch it on Twitch, you get it faster than if you get it on YouTube. But on YouTube, I'm watching the comments. I'm rolling along. Her team name is Roller Skating. Hold on. Roller Skating. All right. Remember, we have karaoke at 7 Seas Bar Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I will not be there tomorrow. It'll be Marioke tomorrow at 7 Seas Bar. But I'll be back to work on Friday at the Garrison starting at 8 o'clock. Remember, if you want to send us some money, that's the Venmo, that's the Cash App. I forgot to put the Cafe one back, but Cafe apparently is got some job prospects going on right now. I send her a little bit myself to help her get some gas money to go to an interview. So if you still have the link to get to her, I don't have it up here right now. I took it all down. Just send her whatever you can or reach out to her. She has a Cash App, which is easier for her than the GoFundMe, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use that. I'm trying to make a QR code for that instead. I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Shop with excitement. Shop where it's fun. At Miracle Center, there's something for everyone. Great stores to choose from. Men's, women's, and children's fashions, movies. Make Miracle Center #1. Restaurants, holiday shopping, gift giving, and more. Visit Santa's Live Deer Forest and register to win thousands of dollars in prizes. And with every purchase of $100, you'll receive a free Discovery Cruise from Miracle Center on Coral Way.
I have found my new car. The Chrysler LeBaron series for 1982. They are like no other cars in America, Europe, or Japan. No other car combines LeBaron's high mileage, luxury, and Sit 6. LeBaron has better mileage than every gasoline-powered Mercedes-Benz, Audi 5000, or Toyota Cressida. Lee Iacocca's dream to combine high mileage and luxury is a reality at a surprising price. The 1982 Chrysler LeBaron series. My new car.
And we're back. We're back. All right, it's time now to grab your phone, put your phones in the buckets. It's time now to get your paper out. You guys started round 1. Question 1. True or false? David Letterman's first talk show was in the morning. True or false? David Letterman's first talk show was in the morning. Now Miguel goes to the bathroom, leaves me here drinking beer by myself, clogs up my toilet. I don't even know if I left the plunger in there for him. I did buy new air fresheners at Costco today. I went to Costco with Vina and Jason. And I got some air fresheners, so hopefully he doesn't leave it all screwed up like last time. Should we do 30 seconds between questions or 45 like we normally do? Even though it's longer, the questions, it's longer. Let's do 40. I lost track of where we were, though. So, question 2. What comedian agreed to move his talk show to midnight to make room for Conan on TBS? What comedian agreed to move his talk show to midnight to make room for Conan on TBS? Look, I have Anonymous now as a mask behind me. I'm also drinking water from my Late Show with Stephen Colbert mug. I have every mug, too, if you've ever noticed my background here. I have Late Night with Seth Meyers, which is right here. Jimmy Kimmel Live. I have a Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend because I couldn't find a Late Night or a Conan one, a regular one. I have Daily Show, Tonight Show, the Late Late Show recording, and Late Show with David Letterman on top because, you know, he's the GOAT. All right, question 3. Who was the first host for The Tonight Show? A, Steve Allen, B, Jack Parr, or C, Johnny Carson? And who was the first host for The Tonight Show? Steve Allen, Jack Parr, or Johnny Carson? Damien. Was your first poop in the morning? Define morning. I have a different schedule than most people. And what does Damien have to do with this? Like Metal Damien? Did he poop in the morning? I don't really want to know that. All right, we should put the guest on for the next question. All right, question 4. Geoff Peterson was a sidekick for which former late night host? Geoff Peterson was a sidekick for which former late night host? Who'd you used to work for, Geoff? You're not going to tell me? Well, don't give out the answer anyway. We now have an empty chair because Miguel went to the bathroom. We should make a toilet there. He just stays the whole time. If I put a toilet there instead of a chair, Miguel will stay the whole time. Of course, then we have to smell it. This music is getting worse and worse. And me using these little headphones, they don't sound as good as the big headphones, but I like the aesthetic of like I'm, of not having headphones on. It looks like I don't. All right, question 5. During their time on NBC, what was the name of the band on Late Night led by Paul Schaefer? And during their time on NBC, what was the name of the band on Late Night led by Paul Schaefer? Unrelated to this, do you know that Paul Schaefer is the PS and PS I Love You on the Robin Sparkles on How I Met Your Mother? Geoff Peterson is not related to the Lacey Peterson murder case, and Geoff Peterson is not the Geoff that's here. Let me clear that up too. Geoff Peterson from the show he was on is a different Geoff than the Geoff that lives here. This one is named Geoff Hijo Pedro. Right, Geoff? Or it's the same one and he's on witness protection, so he changed his look. All right. You should have changed your first name if you're on witness protection. All right, question 6. Who was the first host for the Late Late Show? A, Craig Ferguson. B, Craig Kilborn. Or C, Tom Snyder. And who was the first host for the Late Late Show? Craig Ferguson, Craig Kilborn, or Tom Snyder? You got anything to add to that? You want to read the next one? You can't read, right? No. How about you, Sally? You got anything to add? Anything? You say anything? Do you ever talk? No. Never says anything. Just sits here. Let's Geoff do. Geoff does all the talking. All right, question 7. What other former SNL cast member was the band leader for Late Night with Seth Meyers? Because, as you know, Seth Meyers is an alumni of Saturday Night Live. So he's not the band leader, he's the host. What other former SNL cast member was the band leader for Late Night with Seth Meyers? Which, they don't have a band anymore. That's it, no more beer. That's just Miguel's in the bathroom, don't tell him. Geoff, don't tell Miguel, but I'm out of beer and I don't want any more. I'm going to stick to just J-Mo. You got anything to add to that? You want to say anything? Okay. I feel bad for my toilet. My timer keeps falling out of my hand. Turd Ferguson was a Jeopardy contestant. But if you look over there, that's Smokey from Smokey and the Bandit. So it's related somehow. All right, question 8. Which late night show famously featured Bill Clinton playing the saxophone? Which late night show famously featured Bill Clinton playing the saxophone? I should have brought my trumpet. Well, it's not my trumpet, it's the bar's trumpet. But who else uses it but me? I think Geoff needs to say more things, but he only says one thing. Geoff, you got anything else you want to say?
Squirt, squirt.
How about...
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
All right, question 9. Which late night host had an early gig on Win Ben Stein's Money? A, Jimmy Fallon. B, Jimmy Kimmel. Or C, Seth Meyers. Which late night host had an early gig on Win Ben Stein's Money? Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, or Seth Meyers? Burt Reynolds went to cat school. Not at the same time, obviously. I have the Turd Ferguson hat up there somewhere. I can bring it down. But we're not doing Jeopardy trivia. We're doing late night trivia. When we do SNL trivia, which is a different game, I'll bring it down. Or maybe for Halloween. All right, finally, question 10. Everybody's favorite category. Florida. Or not Florida. Well, actually, this will be a real question this week. Because it's not going to be a headline. It's not going to be a thing. It's going to be an actual question. Which is, what current late night talk show did I, Bernie, steal this question from after needing to replace the original category that fell here in round one, which was Trump or Hitler, or Trump, or Hitler, which is what I used to do for question 10 of round one during the 2016 election cycle. Ben Stein is still alive? I don't know if Ben Stein is still alive. So who did I steal this Florida, not Florida idea from to replace the Trump or Hitler question? It's one of the current late night hosts. And speaking of Trump or Hitler, which was mostly done at a Sandbar and anywhere I worked, really. But Sandbar was the big place for it. I ran into one of the Grove boys today at Costco. Jerry, who I met when I knew him. He got married, had one kid, got pregnant with the second kid before COVID happened, and then we were abruptly canceled from there. Much like the way Stephen Colbert has been abruptly canceled from CBS. We were abruptly canceled from there. And I talked to him today at Costco, and he now has 3 kids. So congratulations, Jerry. I know he's not watching this, but I did tell him I'm still doing this on YouTube. I'm not doing this in bars anymore. But it was fun running into him. All right, that was the end of round one. Let's go over the questions one more time in case you missed any. A man did not get pregnant. He got married, got his wife pregnant. Come on. Question 1 was true or false. David Letterman's first talk show was in the morning. Question 2, what comedian agreed to move his talk show to midnight to make room for Conan on TBS? Question 3, who was the first host of The Tonight Show? A, Steve Allen, B, Jack Paar, or C, Johnny Carson? Question 4, Jeff Peterson was the sidekick for which former late night host? Question 5, during their time on NBC, what was the name of the band on Late Night led by Paul Schaefer? Question 6, who was the first host of the Late Late Show? A, Craig Ferguson, B, Craig Kilborn, or C, Tom Snyder? Question 7, what other former SNL cast member was the band leader for Late Night with Seth Meyers? Question 8, which late night show famously featured Bill Clinton playing the saxophone? Question 8, which late night host had an early gig on Win Ben Stein's Money? A, Jimmy Fallon, B, Jimmy Kimmel, or C, Seth Meyers? And Florida, not Florida, which is actually not a Florida, not Florida. It's actually a real question this week. What current late night talk show did I, Bernie, steal this question from after needing to replace the original category that used to fall here, which was Trump, or Hitler as a category. All right, please check your own answer sheet, see if these are the answers you want to stick with. You want to send us money, that's the Venmo, that's the Cash App. I know normal late night hosts do not ask for money, but I do. Send us money. I'll send money to Kathy, and then we'll figure out how to get you to send money directly to Kathy once I get her a new QR code with the Cash App instead of the GoFundMe. I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and I'll be right back.
I love this song. What station is that? Coast 97.3 FM.
Great song. What station is that? It's Coast 97.3 FM.
I love this song.
Me too. What station is that?
Ever wonder what radio station you're listening to? For the most music throughout your workday, listen to South Florida's Coast 97.3 FM. The best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today with less talk.
Grand Prix's new track. Grand Prix is bigger, longer, and faster. Feel the thrill of the hairpin turns. Then speed down the long straightaways. Grand Prix. Race your friends in the true spirit of Grand Prix competition racing. Feel the roar of the engines as you race the big challenge on Grand Prix Race-A-Rama. Open 7 days and nights. Take I-95 or exit 12 on the turnpike. Grand Prix on 441 just south of State Road 84 in Fort Lauderdale.
Take your family, go with your friends to good times where fun never ends. Be there. The fair! It's all there. The fair, be there. The fair, be there.
The Dade County Youth Fair and Exposition. Be there.
Imagine the perfect video store. It would have a great selection, right? Right! Over 10,000 videos. 3 evening rentals, so no rush, no hassle. Fast checkout. 24-hour quick drop return. Open late every night. Well, the perfect video store
Welcome to Blockbuster Video.
is popping up all over the country. There's one near you.
Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference.
And we're back. Thank you. Oh, the other half. Okay, we got it. And Miguel, where's Miguel? He's over there. That's where Miguel is. All right, let's get to the raffle. We do have a raffle this round. The wheel's next to me. All right, we're going to spin this wheel, and whoever name it lands on, that person wins. And regardless of who wins, we're taking shots, or at least I'm taking a shot. So let's see who wins this time. So if it lands on your name, you win. But regardless who wins, everybody takes a shot. Or at least I do. And the winner this time is... Is it? It's Mario. Mario wins. Mario wins today, and he wins tomorrow because he's hosting tomorrow. Karaoke. All right, he won. You didn't. You lucky son of a bitch. The forbidden song. I can't play that at the bar. All right, let's go over the answers from round 1. And again, remember, we're doing 30 questions, so there's 10 questions now. So bear with me. This game will be long. True or false, David Letterman's first talk show was in the morning? That is true. Question 2. What comedian agreed to move his talk show to midnight to make room for Conan on TBS? It was George Lopez. Who was the first host for The Tonight Show? It was Steve Allen. Jeff Peterson was a sidekick on which former late-night host? Craig Ferguson. Is that true, Jeff? Are you hiding here because Craig no longer has a show? Doesn't want to know. Doesn't want to talk about it. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he isn't. During the time on NBC, what was the name of the band on Late Night led by Paul Schaefer? The World's Most Dangerous Band. Question 6. Who was the first host for The Late Late Show? It was Tom Snyder. Mostly because to make room for Dave when he got the late night gig, they had to cancel Tom Snyder's show, which was Tomorrow with Tom Snyder. And so he always wanted to pay that back because he felt bad, I guess, and he gave him his opportunity to host a show after him on CBS until Tom left and then whatever. What other former SNL cast member was the band leader on Late Night with Seth Meyers? It is Fred Armisen. And that is the guitarist Marnie Stern, who I had a thing for. During COVID, it's like I just look forward to seeing her on screen. Don't ask me why. Her and the bassist on the Late Late Show with Gordon. Which late night show famously featured Bill Clinton playing the saxophone? It was the Arsenio Hall Show. All right, which late night host had an early gig on Win Ben Stein's Money? It was Jimmy Kimmel. And Florida, not Florida. There's a real question this time, not an actual headline. What current late night talk show did Bernie steal this question from after needing to replace Trump or Hitler as a category? Also Jimmy Kimmel. It came from Jimmy Kimmel Live. His Today in Florida segment gave me the idea to come up with Florida, not Florida, to get rid of Trump or Hitler and replace it with something, because I liked having a 50-50 question. You know, we start with true or false, and then we end with 50-50, which is Florida, not Florida. That way there was 2, and there was always 3 multiple choice questions. Like, there was always the first round. There was always a chance you could, it was a gamble. That was the whole point of it. All right, these questions are 1 point each, so whatever you got right, add that up. You can have up to 10 at this point. Post your score in the comments. Remember, we're here Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, either live, not live, or wherever, usually on YouTube. Always on YouTube. If we're live, then we are also on Twitch and Facebook Live. Remember, we have karaoke at 7 Seas Bar Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I'll remind you that Mario will be covering for me tomorrow, as I will be home watching the late show with Stephen Colbert's last episode. So I'm going dark as well, along with Kimmel and Fallon. And I'll be back to work on Friday at the Garrison starting at 8 o'clock. I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
If you want excitement, games, and of course the best prices in town, come to the Swap Shop.
Where's the bargains?
At the Swap Shop! Florida's second largest tourist attraction with more than 2,000 vendors. Open 7 days a week. So you can buy everything you ever wanted. Name brands, all guaranteed. Where are the bargains?
At the Swap Shop!
Come and visit our exotic car museum.
This is a Ferrari FXX, the fastest car in the world.
Kicks your nerves and it rattles your brain. That's so much fun, it'll drive you insane. You'll take a spill, what a thrill. Goodness gracious, Six Flags Atlantis.
This summer, splash into Six Flags Atlantis with the new Raging Rampage and the Daffy Duck Romp Around. There's water rides, super slides, and oceans of fun for everyone.
So clean and blue, so really cool. Goodness gracious, Six Flags Atlantis.
And we're back. All right, Kat has 7 out of 10 points, which is good. Sabrina's just listening along. She doesn't know the answers to anything. I don't know where Flip is around or not. Maybe late night television is just something Flip doesn't know anything about and decided not to play along. But again, like I put on the Instagram, if you're not watching me live, you're watching me after the fact. And just send me a comment or something. Let me know how you did. I really this was the kind of thing where I worked like as if I was going to get paid for this. Because it was like a topic I knew. Like, I got sick of doing Star Wars. I didn't do Star Wars because my wife is sick. But I also didn't want to come up with 30 more questions. But this was new. This is up my alley. This and Van Halen. We can do a Van Halen trivia soon. But not anytime soon. All right. So, as far as I know, Cat's in the lead. Cat's winning. Let's get to round 2. It's time now to put your phones in the buckets. Teléfonos en la cubeta. Phones in the buckets. Round 2. Question 1. What came and went first? The Chevy Chase Show or the Magic Hour? Both failed late night talk shows. What came and went first? The question should really be which one was worse. But let's leave that for another game. That's more of an opinion question, not a actual fact. Either way. Both were very short-lived. All right, question 2. Before Letterman, there was another show titled The Late Show on Fox that was hosted by what Carson protege? And before Letterman, there was another show titled The Late Show on Fox that was hosted by what Carson protege? And because we're doing the 30-question version, there will be a movie clip and an album cover. Sabrina, I don't know what you're asking about. All right, question 3. It's time now for our movie clip. I'll play a clip from a movie that's released in 2005, and it does tie into something in late night. Somebody who was wrote or is part of the movie, and in the clip, if you know the voice, you know who it is. So you figure out what movie that person was in. So here's our movie clip from 2005. I'll play it once with just sound and once with the words up on the screen.
Look! I guess I was supposed to tell you a month ago, but maybe I was a little more concerned about immortal souls and keeping them from the lake of fire. Sorry.
Now, unless Beelzebub here wants to poke me with his pitchfork some more, I'd like to teach my class.
One more time.
Look! I guess I was supposed to tell you a month ago, but maybe I was a little more concerned about immortal souls and keeping them from the lake of fire. Sorry.
Now, unless Beelzebub here wants to poke me with his pitchfork some more, I'd like to teach my class.
What movie is that from? And if you know the voice, you could narrow it down a little. This music is getting worse. All right, Sabrina. Hold on to the rails on the side of the skating center right now. Question 4. What actor nearly kicked David Letterman in the face during a 1987 appearance? And what actor nearly kicked David Letterman in the face during a 1987 appearance? See, now that Miguel's gone, I can stop drinking beer. I'm back to water. Out of my Late Show with Stephen Colbert mug. All right. Question 5 is always not always. We haven't been doing it. Yeah, we do it as question 3 now. Well, when we do 30 questions, this is the question 5. All right, an album cover. Whose 2006 album is this the cover for? Just the name of the artist, not the name of the album. Keep in mind, what is our theme today? And that should help you narrow that down. I also want to give a shout out to Boca Brian / Boca Brittany, who passed away recently from the Neil Rogers Show. I think the last of the remaining alumni from the Neil Rogers Show, and the creator of a lot of the parody songs and sound bites that we use. So, shout out to Boca Brian / Boca Brittany. Yes, Brian became Brittany, and way ahead of their time. All right. Question 6. After stealing the show from Dave, Jay Leno stole which popular Howard Stern employee? After stealing the show from Dave, later, Jay Leno stole which popular Howard Stern employee? Can you tell I hate Jay Leno? Hence, this is the only Jay Leno question in the whole game. And it's a negative towards him. Because I can't stand the chin guy. I don't see Flip anywhere on here. Should I check Twitch and see if he's on there? All right, question 7. Who was the first guest on for both Late Night and Late Show with David Letterman? Same actor / comedian. Who was the first guest for both Late Night and Late Show with David Letterman? Yeah, the only thing cool about it is his car collection. He's not even deserving of it. It's not like he drives all those cars. He should, like, let us drive those cars. Just locks them away in a garage and shows them off. Well, I know where Ina and Jason are, but I don't know where Flip is. All right, question 8. Before Guillermo, who was the security guard and sidekick on Jimmy Kimmel Live? And before Guillermo, who was the security guard and sidekick on Jimmy Kimmel Live? Easy. Text me. La, 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 la. All right, question 9. What singer / actress was Johnny Carson's final guest on The Tonight Show? She sang One for My Baby as a tribute. Okay, what singer / actress was Johnny Carson's final guest on The Tonight Show? She sang One for My Baby as a tribute. These songs are getting worse and worse. We need to get our songs by
Roy
in here. Look, I still have my cans of
Cerveza Cristal. Cerveza Cristal.
Thanks to Flip. I think the next commercial break is 2 minutes because I might need to kick Miguel out of the bathroom for a few minutes. All right, finally, question 10. A question to piss off Just Danny. Stephen Colbert announced that he will be co-writing an upcoming movie from what franchise? And Stephen Colbert announced that he will be co-writing an upcoming movie from what franchise? Let's see if he gets around to writing whatever it is, because what's his name? Jon Stewart gifted him a recliner that not only reclines, but it lifts you up out of the chair, so you don't have to make the effort to get out of the chair. And I was watching that in yesterday's episode, and I know what I want now. But we all know why Guillermo was missing from. He was with Roy. All right, that is the end of round 2. Let's go over the questions one more time in case you missed any. Question 1 was, what came out first, the Chevy Chase Show or the Magic Hour? Both failed late-night talk shows. Question 2, before Letterman, there was another show titled The Late Show on Fox that was hosted by what Carson protege? Movie clip from 2005.
Look! I guess I was supposed to tell you a month ago, but maybe I was a little more concerned about immortal souls and keeping them from the lake of fire. Sorry.
Now, unless Beelzebub here wants to poke me with his pitchfork some more, I'd like to teach my class.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, Guillermo texted Kimmel that he was giving a colonoscopy. And also, Guillermo at the Garrison was missing. So I think all Guillermos got colonoscopies last week. All right, question 4. What actor nearly kicked David Letterman in the face during a 1987 appearance? Ain't no bum cover. I'm sorry, an album cover. Whose 2006 album is this the cover for? Just the name of the artist, not the name of the album. And again, keep in mind, this the theme of tonight's game is late night television. So figure it out through that. Question 6. After stealing the show from Dave, Jay Leno stole which popular Howard Stern employee? Fuck Jay Leno. Question 7. Who was the first guest on both Late Night and Late Show with David Letterman? Question 8. Before Guillermo, who was the security guard and sidekick on Jimmy Kimmel Live? Question 9. What singer/actress was Johnny Carson's final guest on The Tonight Show? She sang One for My Baby as a tribute. And question 10, just to piss off just Danny, and if you know the pattern of why we do that, you can narrow that down as well. Stephen Colbert announced that he will be co-writing an upcoming movie from what franchise? All right, please check your own answer sheet, see if these are the answers you want to stick with. That's the Venmo, that's the Cash App. Send money, send whatever you can. I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
If you're hungry and in the mood for something extraordinary, look for this symbol. And this telephone is the fastest way to Franco's original Italian pizza, day or night. If you live anywhere from Pompano to Hialeah, you can treat yourself to the best in authentic Italian dishes. Franco specializes in dishes from antipasto to veal francesa, all at reasonable prices. This symbol of excellence is in Pompano, Fort Lauderdale, North Miami Beach, North Miami, and Hialeah. Franco's, the king of pizza with home delivery day or night.
97 GTR, continuous rock and roll with Herman and McBean mornings.
No more pop scratches and ugly black buildup for these rock and roll animals.
97 GTR, all compact disc rock and roll.
Like ZZ Top, Bruce Springsteen, the Rolling Stones. Herman and McBean, mornings on 97 GTR, continuous rock and roll.
Ay, bendito, se le paró el carro. ¿Y eso cómo fue?
No sé. Yo le había echado coolant, pero se calentó.
Mire, lo voy a ayudar, porque yo tengo un tremendo coolant. Amali. La próxima vez échele a Amali. Este sí es un coolant de calidad superior. Porque todos los coolant no son iguales, ¿sabes? Amali es mejor de lo que tiene que ser.
Ah, pero oiga, ¿usted no es irichacón?
Sí, y de coolant yo sí sé. Exija Amali. Tremendo coolant.
Why settle for some of it when you can get all of it?
Get it all, get to Zare and get it all.
It's gotta be a knockout, so I got to Zare.
It's gotta last.
It's gotta have a name I know.
So we got to Zare.
Get it all,
It's gotta be a real value.
get to Zare and get it all.
Exciting fashions, famous brands, honest quality, genuine value.
Get to Zare and get it all.
In Miami, se llama Zaire. And we're back. Now, as I mentioned, we were going to cancel one of the raffles because I wanted to do something special. So I'm going to put a full screen now, and you'll see what it is. We are doing...
Ladies and gentlemen, here's tonight's top 10.
All right. I'm doing a top 10 list for this round. So this is top 10 signs you have no friends. It originally aired on Letterman's show on September 30th, 1993. This is one of his top 10 lists. I did not write my own top 10 list. I am not taking credit for this. So, let's start. Number 10. No calls from salespeople pushing MCI's friends and family plan. Number 9. You go to the video store and say out loud to yourself, well, what do you want to rent tonight? Yeah. I've been in that situation. All right, question 8. You send birthday cards to the members of the McLaughlin group. Most kids today don't even know who McLaughlin is. Question 7. You're one of the 5 best solitaire players in the world. Number 6. Your initials are GS and you own a Major League Baseball team in the Bronx. I really don't understand what that means, but I guess it made sense in 1993. Number 5. At your funeral, the entire eulogy is, yep, he's dead. Number 4. Having a Super Bowl party means dressing up your dogs in sweaters and tying them to the furniture. Question 3. James Taylor sings the first few bars of You've Got a Friend, notices you in the audience, and stops. Number 2. You're still drinking the same keg you bought on New Year's Eve in 87. And the number 1 top 10 signs that you have no friends. All your phone calls start with 976. And that was our top 10 list. In honor of Dave, let's take a shot. All right, Paul. Now let's go over the answers from round 2. Question was what came and went first, the Chevy Chase Show or the Magic Hour, both failed late night talk shows? It was the Chevy Chase Show. He turned out to be a real asshole too. Ask anybody who worked on Community. All right. Before Letterman, there was another show titled The Late Show on Fox that was hosted by what Carson protege? Joan Rivers. It was late night's early alternative, The Late Show, starring Joan Rivers. All right. Movie clip from 2005. It was...
Look! I guess I was supposed to tell you a month ago, but maybe I was a little more concerned about immortal souls and keeping them from the lake of fire. Sorry.
Now, unless Beelzebub here wants to poke me with his pitchfork some more, I'd like to teach my class.
Strangers with Candy, written and starring Stephen Colbert. All right, what actor nearly kicked David Letterman in the face during a 1987 appearance, Sabrina? It was 87 that this happened, because I remember it exactly because I saw it live in 1987, staying at my my half-brother's house in the hammocks during 1987 between school years. I saw it when it happened. It was Crispin Glover.
You seem to be distraught. Try to make me sound a lot weird, and yeah. I'm strong, you know. I'm strong. I can arm wrestle. Do you want to arm wrestle? No. I've been taking, I've taken part. These aren't mine. I can kick.
Okay. Hey, I'm gonna go check on the top 10.
No,
I'll be back.
All right. Ain't No Bum cover. Whose 2006 album is this the cover for? That is The Roots, the house band for The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. After stealing the show from Dave, and Jay Leno stole which popular Howard Stern employee? Stuttering John, or John Melendez. Who was the first guest on both Late Night and Late Show with David Letterman? It was Bill Murray. Before Guillermo, who was the security guard and sidekick on Jimmy Kimmel Live? Uncle Frank, his actual uncle. And then they brought Guillermo was the parking lot security guard who they caught sleeping in the Dickie Barrett's car. And that's how he eventually ended up on the show. Sabrina's going to go skate now. Because she saw Crispin Glover, now she's done. What singer-actress was Johnny Carson's final guest on The Tonight Show? She sang One for My Baby as a tribute. It was Bette Midler. And question to piss off just Danny. Stephen Colbert announced that he will be co-writing an upcoming movie from what franchise? Lord of the Rings. Danny's favorite. Danny loves Lord of the Rings. All right, these questions are 2 points each, so whatever you got right, multiply that times 2. Add that to your previous score, and that'll give you your running total at this point. Post your score in the comments so we all know who wins and who loses. Remember, we're here Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. Mostly live, mostly not live. It depends. I think we'll be live next week for sure. We have karaoke at 7 Seas Bar Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. But again, I will not be there tomorrow. Mario will be taking my place. But I will be back to work on Friday at 8 o'clock at the Garrison. I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Red Stripe, the beer in the short, stubby, ugly bottle. If ugly people stand next to a red stripe, they look beautiful. You, sir.
Yeah?
Would you say that you're ugly?
Well, I wouldn't say.
You are very ugly. Here, hold this red stripe.
Okay.
Look, you are beautiful. Red Stripe, it's beer. Hooray, beer.
Hooray, beer,
says the beautiful man.
Waterbed City presents the medical benefits of waterbeds. Many hospitals, nursing homes, and chiropractors are using waterbeds to aid in the treatment of a variety of health problems. Here's why. A waterbed contours every natural curve of your body. It gives your body total support and proper posture. People with backaches, arthritis, and insomnia all benefit from sleeping on waterbeds. And if a Waterbed City waterbed can help all these conditions, just imagine what it can do for you.
And we're back. If you're following along the comments, my wife's on the commenting, even though she's in the same house and about 3 rooms away. She's getting better. She'll be back to 100% soon. But she is watching us right now. So everybody behave. All right, let's get to round 3. And hopefully Sabrina falls down soon. It's 8 o'clock, so she's going to fall in the skating ring. Round 3. Question 1. What popular variety show was originally called Toast of the Town? What popular variety show was originally called Toast of the Town? And you know what everybody in the skating rink is going to say? We're getting to the reggae part of the playlist. Sweet, sweet music. I should put Geoff and Sally on screen since they are here. There we go. All right, question 2. Which host walked away from their show and returned saying, "As I was saying before, I was interrupted"? And which host walked away from their show and returned saying, "As I was saying before, I was interrupted"? And if you were at the Taylor Swift trivia game, I said the same thing when I came back to host one more game at the Garrison. But even that game was not AI generated. Question 3. Who was both the first and last guest on The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien? He was the first guest, and then he ended the last episode as the musical guest. Who was both the first and last guest on The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien? Well, Flip, this is a topic that's near to my heart, so 30 questions is better for me. For this, because I couldn't just do 15. Who knows? Maybe I'll keep doing 30. I do the 15 because it gets us in and out in an hour. But 30 questions is good too. I go either way. Next week, though, it'll be 15 because I already wrote the game. It's a game for the week that we didn't do. All right, question 4. Regis Philbin was the sidekick on which late-night show from 1967 to 1969? And Regis Philbin was the sidekick on which late-night show from 1967 to 1969? You're out of control. Regis. I can't do a Regis. I don't have a Regis in me. I have a Fernando. I have a. You look marvelous. I have that one in me. But I don't have a Regis. I gotta come up with a Regis. I think when we get to word jumbo, only Cat will know what the word jumbo is. We should have a side bet of even if you figure out the name of the word jumbo, what do you even know who that is? And only Cat is gonna know who it is. Maybe Ina, but she's not watching us right now. She's watching an independent film from Luigi. Not Mangione. All right, question 5 is always our
Rectum.
Jumbo. We got 7 on top, 8 on the bottom. There's our FREEDCASTREVOLT hint, popular mascot / correspondent or whatever, and he was a male. And this is that person's real name. I should let the clock go to 1:15 like I used to do at the bar. So I need to kill some time and keep you from figuring it out. Geoff, you got anything to add to any of this? Geoff?
Rectum.
I see Sally's all dressed up. You got anything to say to her?
I love those redheads, man.
All right, we're almost there. These songs are getting worse. Also, the sound on these headphones isn't as good as the big headphones, but I just like the look. I should get in-ear monitors just for this. All right, hopefully you either figured this out or wrote this information down on the back of your answer sheet or a separate piece of paper. I'm moving on to question 6. Late night band leader Max Weinberg is also the drummer for what band? Late night band leader Max Weinberg is also the drummer for what band? Need more water. All right, question 7. What rock and roll frontman was Joan Rivers' first guest on her late show to promote his solo tour? What rock and roll frontman was Joan Rivers' first guest on her late show to promote his solo tour? I told you, Kat, you would have figured that one out. I couldn't go through the game while bringing that one up. All right, question 8. Prior to landing Letterman, CBS attempted a late-night talk show in 1989, hosted by whom? And prior to landing Letterman, CBS attempted a late-night talk show in 1989, hosted by whom? The fastest she's ever gotten a word jumble. The only thing I didn't include in this 30 question version of the game was a name this celebrity. Because I couldn't think of, like, who would I put? Because everybody's been a guest on a late night show at some point. So, and all the hosts, if I put their picture, you know who they are. So I just skipped it and added a new question 3 or whatever, wherever it would have fallen. All right, question 9. What former SNL star launched a short-lived variety show that featured Stephen Colbert early in his career? What former SNL star launched a short-lived variety show that featured Stephen Colbert early in his career? All right, finally, question 10, last question of tonight's game. Something of local history, news, or facts. David Letterman's final remote broadcast was taped in what South Florida venue in 1996? It was the last time he took the show out of his regular studio. David Letterman's final remote broadcast was taped in what South Florida venue in 1996? He brought the show to Miami, and where did he do the show from? Obviously, I'm more of a Letterman guy than anything, but... I mean, I even look at this whole trivia thing as sort of like a late-night career. When I got fired from the band and I left, that last trivia, which I think Flip was at, was like a scorched earth. Let's just burn the bridges and get the hell out of here, the same way that Conan left the Tonight Show. And I think that the coming back over to the Garrison for a while, I used to say it was like a failed reboot, but I look at it more as like Conan on TBS. It was more or less the same, but it never really was. You didn't get the same audience. It wasn't quite right. And then when they started fucking with the prizes, it was like, all right, that's like when Conan had to go to half an hour and get rid of the band. Except I didn't try that. I just moved on. But it was good. I wish I had brushed up on my history before. All right, that is the end of round 3. Let's go over the questions one more time in case you missed any. Question 1 was, what popular variety show was originally called Toast of the Town? Question 2, which host walked away from their show and returned saying, as I was saying before I was interrupted? Question 3, who was both the first and last guest on The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien? Last guest being he was the last person to appear. He was a musical guest. But he was the first talking guest and the last musical guest. He was the first and last technical guest. Question 4, Regis Philbin was the sidekick on which late night show from 67 to 69? Word jumbo, 7 on top, 8 on the bottom. Those are the letters. Hence popular mascot / correspondent, etc. Male. Freed Caster Volt. Free Caster Revolt. That's what I meant to write. Free Caster Revolt. All right, question 6. Late night band leader Max Weinberg is also the drummer for what band? Question 7. What rock and roll frontman was Joan Rivers' first guest on her Late Show to promote his solo tour? Question 8. Prior to landing Letterman, CBS attempted a late night talk show in 1989, hosted by whom? Question 9. What former SNL star launched a short-lived variety show that featured Stephen Colbert early in his career? And question 10. Local history, news, or facts. David Letterman's final remote broadcast, in other words, took the show on the road, was taped in what South Florida venue in 1996? All right, please check your own answer sheet, see if these are the answers you want to stick with. That's my Venmo. That's my Cash App. Send some money. Hook us up. We need more Jameson. We need more beer. We need people to actually show up next week. I'm going to take one more commercial break, and we'll be right back.
The largest Toyota sale.
He's never going to be done.
Up here. Focus. We only have a couple of seconds.
Would you get it ready, please? Come on, man, go.
Oh, I'm Paul Castronovo. This is Young Ron Brewer from 94.9 Zeta. Catch our morning show weekdays starting at 6. Remember, the only way to hear our very local, informative, and an entertaining program is to listen to 94.9 Zeta.
Don't forget about the animal displays.
Oh, yeah, we promise no more live animal displays because last Thanksgiving we messed up a turkey really bad.
Good, yeah.
Dice esa gente, caballero, den la tarjeta en Westland, que a los de Hialeah les gusta comprar en Hialeah. Y me hicieron caso. Ya los de Hialeah no tienen que dispararse hasta Dayland, Cotler Ridge, el International Mall, o hasta el Omni, que también la tiene. Porque ya Dimolcar llegó aquí a Westland. Ya a Westland también se le puede caer a tarjetazo.
¿Para qué? ¿De la tarjeta mía sirve aquí también?
Chico, tú eres bobo.
Think you've done everything there is to do in Miami? Think you've seen it all? Well, think fast. Experience the wall-to-wall action and non-stop excitement that is Miami High Life. See world-class athletes climb the walls to catch a rock-hard ball, flying at speeds over 150 miles an hour. Think excitement. Think fun. Miami High Life. Think fast.
Come enjoy the rides and the wonderful life, food, rides, and so much more. All the Christmas spirit you find it here. On Palmetto, Bird Road at Tropical Park. One price, alright free.
And we're back. And it's now time for... Spin that wheel, it's raffle time. I'm going to spin this wheel. Whoever name it lands on, that person wins. And regardless of who wins, we're taking shots, or at least I am. So let's spin the wheel, and if it lands on your name, you win. Let's see. Who did it land on? It landed on Sabrina. Sabrina, falling down in the roller skating ring somewhere. All right, she won. You didn't. Say it with me. You lucky son of a monkey.
It's a place to go. It's more than just a market, it's a great big show. Opalaka, Hialeah. Opalaka, Hialeah is a place to go. Opalaka, Hialeah is the thing to do. Every time you go, you find something new. Opalaka, Hialeah. Opalaka, Hialeah is where you and me.
All right, let's go over the answers from round 3. All right, what popular variety show was originally called Toast of the Town? The Ed Sullivan Show. And the Ed Sullivan Theater is where the Late Show was still lives. I'm not sure what's going to happen to it now. Which host walked away from their show and returned saying, as I was saying before I was interrupted? It was Jack Parr. Let's see. Question 3. Who was both the first and last guest on The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien? Will Ferrell. He sang Freebird at the end. With his pregnant wife. That's his wife that was pregnant at the time. All right, Regis Philbin was the sidekick on which late night show from 67 to 69? Is the Joey Bishop Show. Word Jumble. 7 on the top, 8 on the bottom. Those are the letters. It was a popular mascot / correspondent, etc. It is Calvert DeForest, or also known, well, not in the word jumble sense. That's his real name, Calvert DeForest. He's also known as Larry Bud Melman. But when Dave went from NBC to CBS, NBC claimed that Larry Bud Melman was their intellectual property. So they just had him go by his real name instead and pretty much did the same thing. All right, question 6. Late night band leader Max Weinberg is also the drummer for what band? He's the drummer for the E Street Band, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. What rock and roll frontman was Joan Rivers' first guest on her late show to promote his solo tour? Diamond David Lee Roth. Prior to landing Letterman, CBS attempted a late-night talk show in 1989 hosted by whom? Pat Sajak, the Pat Sajak Show. What former SNL star launched a short-lived variety show that featured Stephen Colbert early in his career? Dana Carvey, the Dana Carvey Show. That was a good show. If you can find it somewhere like on Hulu or something, that's a good show. There's only like 8 episodes. In local history, news or facts, David Letterman's final remote broadcast was taped in what South Florida venue in 1986? It was the Coconut Grove Playhouse.
They actually had a play going on here at the Coconut Grove Playhouse until Tuesday night. You will not believe what they went through to convert this into a set for Letterman. Come on, take a look. First, they had to tear down the set for the play that was going on. Check this out. This is Dave Letterman's mobile dressing room. This is Dave's entertainment center, Dave's toilet, Dave's couch. Attention to every detail. Sitting over here, that's Paul Schaefer's section. That's the official piano tuner. Sir, can you give me a G, please? It was okay if I kind of just hang out here for a while?
Yeah, sure. I'll take a break. It's all yours. Just don't punch any buttons.
Oh, no, don't worry about that.
All right. It was the Coconut Grove Playhouse. No, I've never seen the Larry Sanders Show. Though I do have one of the sound bites from that somewhere. All right, these questions are 5 points each. So whatever you got right, multiply that times 5. Add that to your previous score. That'll give you your final total. Remember, we do this on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, mostly on YouTube, but we also do Twitch and Facebook. Karaoke at 7 Seas Bar, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Tomorrow I'll be off. I'll be back to work on Friday, though, at the Garrison. I'm going to take one final commercial break, and I'll be back and see what the scores are and who wins. So don't go away. Wait till the end.
You know why I come to Lum's, good buddy? They grill the steaks just perfect. And the fish fried dinner is so tender and delicious. I love the juicy roast beef sandwich piled high with the thinly sliced roast beef. I like it when Mommy and Daddy take me to Lum's. The burgers are great. You and your kids get a better choice when you choose Lum's.
You get a choice. You get a better choice when you choose Lum's.
Compact disc sale of the year. Thousands of titles for only $8.99. All types of music. Rock, country, soul, jazz, classical, vocal, big band, pop. Hundreds of artists. Something for everyone. CDs for only $8.99. Come into Peaches now while the best selection's available.
And we're back. All right, Kat has 23 final score. Flip, nobody. This is pretty much a just for me type situation. But I did have fun putting it together. But either way, thanks for joining me. As far as I'm concerned, you are all winners. Geoff and Sally are also all dressed up for this. If you're not going out, stay home. Watch the last late show with Stephen Colbert. That'll be tomorrow at 11:35 on CBS. And then stop watching CBS and cancel your Paramount Plus subscriptions. You can follow us at Trivia Miami on Facebook and Instagram, at Home Trivia Bernie on Instagram. We have the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel. We have the main website for karaoke. That is also our information. That's the Venmo. That's the Cash App. Send us money if you can. And we always stay around. We always say one thing before we go anywhere.
Fuck you, Jordan. Fuck you, Jordan.
And now, signing us off, not Cox on the radio this week. I'm going to let Dave and Stephen Colbert sign us off. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
Anything you'd like to say to the audience before we go?
Well, not necessarily to the audience, but to the folks at CBS. In the words of the great Ed Murrow, good night and good luck, mother.
Dave Letterman, everybody.